Hello, beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your bonus for this month. Let's dive into right away and see what's coming your way. I see here there's a small chunk of money showing up. This is a good sign. I feel like this can be something coming from outside of your comfort zone unexpectedly. We're not going to divide the cup because this is the bonus reading, so the things that are actually showing up can come anytime. And I feel like here there's also an evil eye. However, this is not really in the center of the heart space, so this might not be someone that is close to you. Maybe somebody's watching you, observing you. The thing is with the evil eye, when you have so many eyes on you, it can cause actually tiredness, procrastination and such. So some of you might be experiencing that. Another thing I see here, there's a woman. The woman has horns on top of her head. Kind of reminds me of the goat horns. This can be a Capricorn, and she has a big fish in her hand. Long hair, you can see the face is not clear. However, kind of reminds me of like an earth lady, earthy vibes I'm feeling. She has like a long dress, kind of looks like it has branches coming out of it. That's why it can be an earth sign, the Capricorn. So this can be someone who has plans, okay, and they're ready to present it to you. The fish can be the money, opportunity, the resource that they have. They're ready to present it to you. And it seems like you might have like a conversation with them. You might not accept it right away because you might not understand what they're offering you. But it seems like if you give it a chance, the things are going to become clear. Okay, I see two people kissing here. Kissing is actually a symbol, I think, shaking hands and kissing in some cultures, that means sealing the deal, the agreement. Okay, it seems like you're going to come to an agreement with this person. By the way, if you're new here, this is Divine Light, and if you haven't already, give this one a thumbs up. Go ahead, hit subscribe. And if you would like a private reading, I'm going to add my email right here in the description box. Just send me an email so I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I see there are phone lines forming here. It can be related to the person that you're meeting, maybe coming up to you with an offer, or the phone lines can connect to somewhere else throughout the month. There's a letter A, kind of looks like a delta. It's in Greek alphabet. I'm looking for a pen and pencil so I can show it to you, a pen and paper, but I couldn't find one right now. So alpha, theta. Okay, it just alpha is like the one that is actually looks like a little, what do you call it? This is theta, the one with the line in between. Theta is letter T, so it can be a first name or the last name of someone, like Tatiana or Timothy. Doesn't have to Atkins. I don't know if that's like a name. Either way, and it's a very big one. You can also take it as A, which is a beginning of some sort, and I see here right above it there's a star. Star is the Aquarius vibe. Also, star has the energy of wish fulfillment. Basically, shooting star can be also representative of you wish upon a star if you're seeing things are actually changing. Because when you see a shooting star, this doesn't mean there's something good is happening. It's just a different event happening than usual. And if you're observing such a different thing, I feel like this is actually a sign to tell you to focus on a certain specific desire you have, because it seems like it might be really coming forward. When I zoom into this letter A, I see a person right here, a woman. She has a massive bow above her head. The bow can symbolize that this person might be someone a little childish, okay? Because that kind of looks like to me like a kindergarten children, they like to wear this massive hats and on their head with like ears and stuff. And she's looking at here a unicorn. The thing is, this can be someone childish, but it doesn't mean they're immature. Okay, this is the first thing popped in my head. There is actually a singer called Aurora, I think her name is. And she has very childish, childlike vibe. However, she's a very sane and grown up adult that she organizes concerts and goes there and just She's very well capable of taking care of like doing adult stuff. So it means that this might be someone who has a childlike attitude alive because it's working for them, because maybe it's their life path, but it's working for them and they know how to work it too. That's why I feel here, because Scorpio, you like to be serious in life, you take things seriously. This might be showing up as an example to you. Maybe you don't have to be so stiff with certain things, and you can align yourself, because Scorpio is, even though considered as a water creature, Scorpion is actually has a hard shell. So that's why maybe you're not really allowing that hard shell to enter in some soft parts. Like, you're not really showing your soft parts, you're hiding them away, like the Cancer does as well. But the thing is, this might be a good inspiration for you when you see someone thriving with their soft parts out there. This can also work for you. This doesn't, like, it's a sign that maybe you can show those parts as well. This doesn't mean that allowing everyone stepping all over you. This doesn't mean that, especially I want to point it out. But this means something that is going to soften your heart coming forward, okay? And that can be followed by a star, a wish fulfillment. Another thing here, I see kind of looks like a volcano. There's a letter V. Yeah, it's a victory coming. I see here there's a little bear. Kind of reminds me of the Yogi Bear. And Bobo. I think it was the Bobo. He had a companion. I don't know if you used to watch cartoons. I'm an 80s kid, so I used to watch them. Bobo. I think the Yogi Bear and the Bobo. I don't know if you guys remember that. They were actually a very good couple. Kind of reminds me a little bit when I look past, because I'm also a huge fan of Sherlock Holmes. They're kind of like a Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson's bear version, okay? So this can be like a research party, basically, but it's an intellectual research party, and you're the part of it. You're either the Bobo or you're the Yogi Bear. You know your part in this thing, and it seems like here, because Yogi Bear was the one actually leading the pack, you might have to make some important decisions, because I told you there's a volcano or a bottleneck right here that you might enter into in order to get what you desire out of it. And that can be also a huge responsibility you're going to be taking here. That's why I feel like the decision making is going to be important. It should be rational. And maybe you can do that little bit thinking like Sherlock Holmes thinking, paying attention to details. Okay. And that can also, I told you, soften the shell. Maybe that will allow you to take in Bobo with you, take your side. Maybe you do everything all by yourself, but this might be the time to just allow someone to come in to help you with this new thing. I see clarity coming in, maybe towards the end of the month. This research can lead up to this clean paper. It can be an approval. This can be getting a clean bill of health, clean bill of something in the mail, and it seems like you might go into like a crowded environment here to celebrate. Another thing here, I told you, we have the women here. She has a child in front of her, and the child is in the future. So this person is speaking to someone right now, and child part or childlike part of you, maybe they're speaking to. Maybe you're not really allowing this information to enter into your shell, but when you decide, I'm going to lower the shield a little bit, then you will understand what the message is, maybe in the future tiny bit, because, or maybe a little further, because what happens is sometimes we listen to something in life, doesn't resonate, doesn't mean anything to us, but after a while, maybe like even a week later, a month later, a year later, we understand, oh, this is what it meant actually, because it just becomes related or relative to the current situation. So I feel like something like that might be happening here for some of you. Let's dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, a desire, an intention, hold it in your mind. What I'm showing, I see there's a tears of joy. I'm going to mention what it is. This is something that wants to come right away into your life, okay? I see a dragon right there wrapping around in your heart and coming to eat your heart, basically opening its mouth and coming in. And there are two, your desire is splitting into two, and it is coming halfway down, and then there's also a little pause happening there. Okay, let's slow down a tiny bit. Tears of joy can represent some good news, gifts, small findings. Okay, maybe something you have been looking for forever, you're finding it on sale. Okay, those things are signs that you're on the right path. And today, actually, I was listening to someone on one of the social apps. By the way, if you haven't followed me on the social apps, now I have a Facebook, TikTok, and X. So I linked them in my bio. Go ahead, description box, follow them, and let's chat. I sometimes post like some chats in there. And what happens is, this is something, that's what I saw. He said, like, tell me a time that you ask the universe, God, the creator of all that is, that to send you a sign, and then you received it immediately. That's what it is, okay? When you ask for a sign, and the sign can come in a format so mild or so shocking but small, that's the tears of joy can represent here, okay? That's why I feel like tears of joy, when I say it, people understand in a way that I have to cry my eyes out. It has to be something massive. And when that doesn't happen, they're like, oh, I'm not crying. That didn't happen. Maybe it's not that big of a deal for you that it didn't make you cry, but it was really exciting for the moment, okay? Or shocking. So maybe he actually said, a woman was saying, like, God, you don't love me. If you would have loved me, you would show me a sign. And there's a lady stopped her and told her, God wanted me to tell you that he loves you. Immediately after. So that's a sign. I mean, if you don't take it as a sign, I don't know, but I take this kind of things as a sign. That's the first thing. The second thing I see here, the dragon's trying to eat your heart. Dragon, I feel like here represents a fear that you have. This can be also a person. Dragon, because it's a fire creature, it can be an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius, a fire sign. And I feel like this is a person trying to eat your heart. Heart means what you want, what you love. And someone might be actually seeing you as a threat. So they're coming full force to make you do the things that you want to do. Okay. Or it can be a fear rising up. And when it rises up, it's trying to stop you to do some things differently because you want to upgrade your life. That's why the dragon's coming very strong. And I feel like you need to deal with the dragon in your own ways. And this can be a mental challenge. This can be a physical challenge. But when you deal with a dragon, you're going to be able to receive your heart's desire, I feel like, faster here, okay? Dragon can be different for everyone else. That's why I want to interpret this as like a fear situation. It can also be your anger, feeling anger all the time, okay? Towards a certain thing. Let's see what else we have here for your tarot. Four of Cups, okay. Chariot is good. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles is good. So what happens here is, so basically, something good is like something you desire is not really being fulfilled completely. That's actually maybe, first of all, bringing disappointment. You're feeling upset about it, but then gives you inspiration to go for different things or for more, or to, you know what, if it doesn't happen this way, I'm just going to go ahead, charge ahead and complete it, take it, and the way I can, which seems like with the Chariot, it works for a while, but then it's followed by Five of Pentacles. It seems like you might not really see a lot of support when you get there, okay? Because maybe you're trying to force things to happen. Another thing I feel with the Five of Pentacles, it can indicate being left out in the cold. And for the time being, when you put a goal up for yourself, or maybe you're disappointed on some people, that can be also the Four of Cups energy here, where you're disappointed on some people emotionally, and you said, you know what, don't help me, I'll take care of it. When you have that attitude, they can turn out and say, you know what, then be left out in the cold. That's the Five of Pentacles energy right here. But the thing is, let's go with the church analogy here. There's not only one church, or if this is a family friend group, there's not only one out there. There are many, and the one that they're passing here, you can see there's lights inside, so they can actually go inside. You see there's light here. Instead of following the despair these people are causing you, or just falling victim to it, or instead of not dealing with it, some people are not meant to be in your life. Some situations are not meant to be there. That's why they're leaving you outside in the cold, so you can recognize you're better by on your own. Another thing with the Nine of Pentacles comes before the Ten of Pentacles, which is one of my favorite cards in tarot. And Nine of Pentacles is before that. Like, you get to individuality before you get to collective consciousness. What does that mean? Independency before interdependency. Okay, we are. If you ever read the book by 7 Habits of Highly Successful People by Stephen Covey, in that book he talks about interdependency. Today's world, most of us are codependent. Okay, we think we cannot live without another, or we have been taught that way. The system is programming us that way, and this is that feeling right here. But the truth is, independently, we see this lady here thriving and living her best life, her or him, and she has a castle in the background. All the grapes shows that she's abundant. What she plants actually comes back in multiple, and the feathers, I feel like, can be divine guidance. You're divinely guided towards a certain direction. That's why it's calling for you to stand up for yourself, okay? If nobody's standing up for you, you are the one who needs to stand up for yourself. When you do that, yes, you're going to achieve success in your endeavors. You're going to receive your heart's desire. And followed by that, this is independency, this is interdependency. Independent people coming together and supporting each other is called interdependency. There's no codependency here. Think of codependency. This is interdependency. We're a deck of cards all together. We support each other. We have a meaning. I feel like this is codependency. Okay, this is like 2 cards trying to lean on to each other, and when one falls, 3 swords right there, the other one falls as well. Okay, just the whole system fails. That's why, and we have Ace of Pentacles on the bottom. Seems like something good, something of an improvement also showing up here for you. That's why I feel if you're feeling alone for a time being, for a bit, because maybe you don't see the support that you desire, it's actually opening a new door to a new reality. Okay, you're gonna find yourself in a very better, good environment. 7 of Wands is actually defending your territory. In the original tarot, Death card is coming. Death card is coming for everyone. You have Hangman for this. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. There you go. So this is the next stage that you are going to step in. Some things are happening for a good reason. 7 of Wands is the energy that you are defending your territory. And since it's here, let's pull it. And you are on a higher ground than the others. When you start accomplishing your desires, those codependents that you're leaving behind might actually try to attack you and try to bring you down from your good place. So you need to be you need to defend yourself right there. You can see, but you are on an uphill. You have the river flowing under you. The things are going well. So it can attract some jealous systems, jealousy, offensive behavior. That's why you are the light in the dark, and you're going to keep being the light there, okay? Another thing coming following that Death card, but recently I got these 2 cards in a different reading, and I was looking at the feathers. Feathers are always a good sign from the angels and the divine. When you're that's not what I was saying. When you're taking a walk, that's what I was trying to say. When you're taking a walk, when you find those feathers, those are actually signs from your angels. They're telling you, they're watching and supporting you. You just need to ask for help, because we have, as human beings, free will. They cannot intervene in our business until we ask for help. Death card is coming forward because the system needs to change. The system that failed you, you trusted system, people, structures, it is changing. When you discover the independency and interdependency, the things are starting to change, because the codependent is going to come to you and tell you, who do you think you are that you're being so seeing yourself better than us, or something like that. And that is going to bring an end to that system. But on the background, you can see the sun is shining, and this bird also has feathers. Those are angelic blessings. For a while, you might have a pause. And hangman, this is hangman energy. Pausing is for reflection, for understanding why everything is going to actually work out for the better. We have 10 of Pentacles following the 9 of Pentacles. So like I said, from independency to interdependency, some of you will find, maybe all of you will find the community that you belong to, okay, that will be supporting you fully. Okay, let's see if you have any shadow here that you need to pay attention to, and what would that be? We have olive color, guys. I don't know if you like green olives, but these kind of looks like different stuff. Anyways, we have dazed. Enough time has been spent wandering around in a listless daze. Even if you're unsure of the direction you're heading, just start by doing something. And I feel like that's the first step here, because 4 of Cups is maybe something you desire is not really aligning the way you want it to be. And the Chariot coming as the next action from this this dazed crescent moon, like it doesn't have any direction whatsoever. It's just, to the forehead crescent moon, which is like a direction on the forehead, on the third eye, and getting clarity on what you want to manifest and projecting it outside as a sun. Okay, that's going to be the guidance here. Let's pull some fortune oracle. Mountain, know that you're protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. So 5 of Pentacles can be the main challenge you're facing. 7 of Wands is also another challenge you're facing. Remaining cautious is about, I told you, it's about protecting your boundaries. And I have the Phoenix here. Be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. And I feel like that's exactly what it is, the Death card. And comes the Phoenix, a rebirth, okay? All right, beautiful. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. If you do, I'm going to add more videos on the screen. You can click on those. If you haven't, go ahead, give this one a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I wish you all a magical day. Bye. Hit the subscribe and join the family.